Hello and welcome to another episode of Scott Reads Comics. Today I'll be covering the official handbook of the Marvel Universe Deluxe Edition, issue number 19, and this is the Book of the Dead, another part of the Book of the Dead, the final few issues of this series. And we have a wonderful wraparound cover by now cover artist Keith Pollard, continuing his excellent work in the Marvel House style. And it features some of the luminaries who will be covered in this issue, including Snowbird, of course, the Red Skull, giving that most unfortunate salute, Nighthawk, Red Raven, Super Patriot, Satana. Just a number of characters who have shuffled along since the Marvel Universe has been moving along. At this point in 1987, these characters are all, at this point, dead, although dead is rarely permanent, as we have seen in comics over the many decades. Mark Gruenwald is the editor, Peter Sanderson, writer-researcher, Joseph Rubinstein, the inker, David Wool, editorial designer, Greg Wright, assistant editor, and Dion Chu's colorist. Of course, Keith Pollard is our cover penciler, and art enhancer is Phil Lord. And a host of other individuals participated in this now bi-monthly affair as we get toward the end. We're one issue from the end here, where this is 19 and number 20 will follow, and then that'll be the full 20-issue run of this epic series. We have a bunch of data corrections for our front piece column from editor Mark Gruenwald. Let us begin here with Nuke, Albert Gaines, former government agent, former nuclear plant worker. His first appearance was Defenders 112, final appearance Squadron Supreme number 3. And I guess he was the Firestorm analog. Though none of these Squadron Supreme characters who all have sort of rough analogs in the Justice League are nearly as powerful as their Justice League counterparts. Nuke is drawn by Bob Hall, who illustrated at least half of that incredible Squadron Supreme maxi series from Marvel that is many consider Mark Gruenwald's magnum opus. Nuke generated nuclear energy within his body through nuclear decay, hence his body continually gave off low-level radiation. Nuke could mentally manipulate the nuclear energy generated and stored within his body. He could project destructive bursts of radiation from his body. He could also fly. Yeah, this is his death scene, of course, here when Dr. Spectrum is forced to smother him when he refuses to give up and he's so distraught over the death of his parents. He's trying to kill Tom Thumb. That series is amazing, and if you haven't read it, track it down either in the dollar bins as single issues or in one of the many times it's been reprinted in trade paperback form. It'll be well worth the effort. Let's move on to Omega, drawn by Wayne Boring, classic artist here, doing a little bit of work for Marvel. Real name, Model X3Z. He is some kind of android or robot, I believe. First appearance, Omega the Unknown number 1. Final appearance, Omega the Unknown number 10. Origin, Defenders 77. Let's see, he was 6'2", 220. Omega had superhumanoid strength, enabling him to lift press about 2 tons. His strength was such that he once halted an automobile when it charged at him. Omega was endowed by the technology of Serenkinians with a superhuman ability to draw upon the psionic energy of the biosphere. So he had some energy manipulation abilities as well. And we have Ben Parker included here for the first time. He was not included in the original 12-issue run of the official handbook, so here he is here. And we get, of course, some classic Ditko panels here. And then a few of these other panels are likely from, well, this one is not Ditko, so I'm not sure, but these two may be Ditko as well. The inspiration for Spider-Man, Ben Parker, his untimely and sad death. Patriot, oh, who does this art? This might be Sandy Plunkett, let me see. Oh, this is all Joe Rubinstein here. Joe Rubinstein, as I've said many times in the past in my coverage of the series, he inks all the figures that the artists draw, but he penciled and inked Patriot here. Yeah, Jeffrey Mace. First modern appearance, Marvel Premiere 29. Final appearance, Captain America 285. Here he is in a, looks like a Mike Zeck panel, passing away in his bed. He was one of those guys who was basically a glorified athlete, extremely accomplished fighter, no superhuman powers. Excellent Phantom Eagle here. He was a favorite character of Herb Trimpe. Who drew this one up? It's Herb Trimpe. Excellent piece here by Herb Trimpe. Carl Kaufman. First appearance in Origin, Marvel Superheroes number 16. Final appearance, Ghost Rider, second series, number 12. And again, no superhuman powers from this guy. He was just an ace pilot, World War I era pilot. Phantom Rider 1. Carter Slade. First appearance in Origin, Ghost Rider, first series, number 1. Final appearance, Western Gunfighters, number 7. So he was not Ghost Rider, the flaming-headed motorcyclist, but there was a cowboy character named Ghost Rider, and he appeared first in that series. He had no superhuman powers. He was just, in this incarnation, he was just kind of a cowpoke, I guess. Although this is, I think, they're showing him here with Mockingbird. I think this character shows up somehow in the West Coast Avengers continuity. Let me know in the comments. I don't want to read it here and sort it out. I'm not that into this character, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on him. But he had some kind of tortured history with Mockingbird that was extremely unfortunate, and we won't waste any time on that here. Pip the Troll, awesome character. Pip Gofern is his real name. I never knew his last name. First appearance, Strange Tales 179. Final appearance, Marvel 2-in-1 Annual number 2. Origin, Warlock number 12. And here he is being claimed by Warlock's soul gem after Thanos destroys his mind in that incredible annual. Let's see, no superhuman powers. Other abilities, Pip was famous for his carnal prowess. Okay. Who draws Pip here? Kyle Baker doing a nice job. And we have a great Mike Zeck Porcupine. Awesome character. I loved Porcupine. I like this outfit. And they do a fantastic HeroClix for it for you tabletop gamers out there looking for a 28mm Porcupine. The HeroClix for this figure is incredible. First appearance in Origin, Tales to Astonish 48. Final appearance, Cap 315. And he dies, sort of a hero in that. And it's a great Serpent Society adjacent story. Well worth catching up to. I wish someone had done a model for the classic Porcupine in this crazy outfit here. He was 6'1", 255. In his battle suit, his strength was augmented to superhuman levels. But they do not actually narrow it down to beyond that. And he could fire puncturing or explosive quills. That's a great Mike Zeck cover there. From that Cap era, I think, where Cap convinces him to go straight in the late 200s. And then in issue 314, 315, he's trying to sell the suit and get out of the business altogether. And he meets his fate in that storyline. Professor Power, this is a fantastic piece of art here. Gotta see who does this one. Kerry Gamel, should have known, yeah. He drew him a couple of times in Marvel Team Up, I think. So his name is Professor Anthony Power, how fitting. First appearance, Marvel Team Up 117. Final appearance, Captain America 338. Here he is getting, I guess, killed by Cap. I think this might have been the U.S. agent version of Captain America here, delivering this death blow to him. A lot of great panels, artwork here, some action stuff. Here, I think his body is being animated against the Defenders in that later part of that book's run. Yeah, he had superhuman strength. He could lift press about 10 tons in that exoskeleton, and he could fly and shoot blasts, and he was highly resistant to injury. Very cool character. Purple Man, Zebediah Kilgrave. First appearance, Daredevil number 4. So he is an old Marvel character. Final appearance, Marvel graphic novel number 27. And he has some pretty nasty history. I guess he dies in that vault storyline, Break Out the Vault. I think this is a panel from that, and here he is lying dead on some kind of piece of machinery. He could control people's minds. It was later on, I believe they brought the character back, or at least they explored his past through his daughter, and he was not a good person. Rawhide Kid, Johnny Bart. First appearance, Rawhide Kid #1. Final appearance, the Rawhide Kid's death has not yet been depicted. Again, he existed in the times of the Wild West, so he never really died on panel. Get some cool Kirby here. At least that right there, I believe, is Kirby. Not sure, that's definitely not Kirby there. Red Guardian, Alexei Shostakov. Who draws that? That is a nice piece of art. Kieran Dwyer, very cool. First appearance, Avengers 43. Final appearance, Avengers 44. Yeah, he was another one of those intensive regular exercise guys. Here he is battling the Avengers. Red Raven, this guy is a classic character from Marvel's past. First modern appearance, X-Men 44. Final appearance, Submariner 26. Origin, X-Men 44. He had no powers. This was just a flying suit. So, kind of a neat looking character visually. Red Skull, Johann Schmidt. First modern appearance, Tales of Suspense 66. Final appearance, As a Living Man, Captain America 300. Great Kirby shot here. Totally awesome. Some of the artwork here is, this is Paul Neary artwork here. His Cap holds him as he's dying. I wonder if that's Mike Zeck. That's some pretty nice artwork for Red Skull. It is Mike Zeck. Excellent. And he gets a lengthy entry befitting his role as a major villain in Marvel's history. The Ringer, one of my favorite Ham and Egger loser villains, makes frequent appearances in my Villain Mission Force games. Isn't really a good, I think, HeroClix figure for him as of yet, excuse me. But he, I think we've created a couple of conversions for him, and I have some cardboard stand-ups I use for him as well. Here he is, once again, getting gunned down in the immortal Captain America 319, which by this time we all know is the Bar with No Name story, where many of the characters of his ilk are killed by Scourge. And he was basically a gimmick villain with armor that he could use expanding and tightening rings, and he was good at throwing them. He is the very epitome of a gimmick villain. General Thunderbolt Ross. Thorn in the side of the Hulk for many, many years, finally meets his end. And he gets a long entry befitting his long history in comics. Salem 7, they're all dead. There's a great George Perez Fantastic Four story featuring these guys. Some cool truncated entries here. Who draws these? June Brigman. Nice work by June Brigman. Bruticus, Super Strength, unrecorded at the level. Gazelle, Super Speed. Hydron, Controlled Water. Reptila, her powers are obvious. Thorn, sort of kind of like Alex Gentry there, the porcupine, pretty much. Vacuum, he had air-related powers in Vertigo 1. She was pretty much like the Vertigo from the Savage Land Mutants, I think. And here we have a great George Perez piece of art of them battling the FF. Excuse me again. I am bedeviled by allergies today, folks. Apologies. Satana. This is some fantastic artwork. Let me check it out here. Nestor Redondo, one of those awesome Filipino emigres to the U.S. who worked in comics. Totally awesome. First appearance, Vampire Tales #2. Final appearance, Marvel Team Up 81. So she's a demon, but she showed up in Vampire Tales #2 as her first appearance. All right. She possessed superhuman strength to an as of yet unknown extent, and she had a host of supernatural powers. The Savage Land races, who draws them? Ron Lim. This is some tight early Marvel Ron Lim artwork here. Very cool. General Sam Sawyer. First appearance, Sergeant Fury and Italian Commandos #1. Final appearance, Cap 274. Oh, looks like he throws himself on a hand grenade. That looks like Baron Strucker there. Yeah, there's definitely some Mike Zeck artwork here. Don't know a lot about General Sam Sawyer. I did not follow this Cap storyline where he was apparently featured. And here, fittingly, we have an entire entry on Scourge's victims. And for those of you who are doing something else while watching this, as I often do when I'm listening or watching YouTube videos, I'm going to quickly read all the name of Scourge's victims. Enforcer, Miracle Man, Hate Monger 3, Mega Tech, Melter, Titania, Basilisk, Hammer, Anvil, Fly, Death Adder, Blue Streak, Wraith, Birdman 2, Turner D Sentry, Cheetah, Commander Kraken, Cyclone, Firebrand, Grappler, Hellraiser, Hijacker, Jaguar, Letha, Mindwave, Mirage. One more page, folks. Rapier, Ringer, Shellshock, Steeplejack, Vamp, and Scourge in a question mark. Did Scourge kill? Oh, I believe it turned out that there were more than one Scourge. So when it seemed like Scourge was going to be captured, another Scourge shot him, I believe, as the story went. Here we have a nice entry on the Serpent Crown. Let me check that out here. Who draws that? Mark Seary and Kieran Dwyer. And if you're wondering, Tom Morgan drew all the heads for the Scourge's victims entry. So we have a nice entry on the Serpent Crown, featured in so many cool stories. The Doctor Doom Avengers War was featured in that one at the beginning. Obviously, I think it was featured in Atlantis Attacks. And the Serpent Crown affair from Marvel 2 and 1. So it's got a long history in Marvel. And we have Snowbird, drawn by the inimitable John Byrne. Here she is dying while in her Sasquatch form at the hands of Vindicator. Pretty cool. First appearance, X-Men 121. Final appearance, as a living being, Alpha Flight 44. Oh, what was the first appearance of the Serpent Crown? Let me see. First appearance of the Serpent Crown was Tales to Astonish 101, and as the Serpent Crown, Submariner #9. Final appearance, Marvel Team Up #5. I guess it's destroyed in Marvel Team Up Annual #5. Interesting. And Snowbird gets a lengthy entry with all awesome John Byrne artwork panels. Very nice. She had superhuman strength. In her Sasquatch form, she could lift press 70 tons. She had a host of other shape-changing and other magical powers, including flight. Solar. Here he is meeting a very grisly death. Silas King, first appearance, Cap 160. Final appearance, Power Man and Iron Fist 113. The Sphinx. Real name unrevealed. First appearance, Nova #6. Final appearance, Thing #34. So he was a Nova villain before he had that epic throwdown with the Fantastic Four, and I think Fantastic Four 208 through 210 or 211, where the FF actually were being aged and had to recruit Galactus to fight the Sphinx. And Galactus comes back and kicks the crap out of him. So, very interesting. Cool, visually stunning character. He also, I think, would later appear, or a female version of him would appear in a pretty cool New Warriors story that kind of is an homage to Days of Future Past. Spirit of 76, William Nasland. Let's see, first appearance as Spirit of 76, Invaders 14. Final appearance, What If #4. Here he is, really cool costume. Very neat. Again, another character who is just a super athlete. Spy Master, always liked this character. I bet that's Mark Bright artwork there. Let's see. Spirit of 76 was drawn by our pal Sal Buscema, and Spy Master is Mark Bright. Cool. He is the epitome of a gadget villain, but he's actually a cool gadget villain. He's formidable every time out, and has given Iron Man fits. He is no slouch. Very cool character. He would be kind of an elite member of the Villain Mission Force if he showed up in one of my games. Did I note his first appearance? First appearance, Iron Man 33. Final appearance, Iron Man 220. So I guess he gets frozen by Jack Frost or Blizzard maybe. Oh, Gwen Stacy. What a tragic end she came to. And here it is right here in all its sadness. Lovely John Romita panels here of her dancing. First appearance, Amazing Spider-Man 31. Final appearance, Amazing Spider-Man 121. Very sad. All right. And Obadiah Stane, that's Mark Bright artwork there. Iron Man's business nemesis. He was the Ironmonger. Very pivotal in that first Iron Man movie. A lot of that movie was kind of inspired by his storylines. First appearance, Iron Man 163. Final appearance, Iron Man 200. Here he is in a rather strange costume there. And here he is killing himself, which was a very disturbing scene. And a great shot of the Ironmonger armor here, as drawn, I think, by Bob Layton. Really nice. And the Iron Man and the Ironmonger armor, he could lift, press at least 50 tons. And he had basically all of Iron Man's powers. More data corrections on the inside back cover. And that, folks, is it. The official handbook of the Marvel Universe, number 19. Book of the Dead, Deluxe Edition. Thanks for joining me here. We're almost through this long exploration into that first 20 issues of the official handbook of the Marvel Universe. I think I will cover Update 89. I've secured most of those back issues from some dollar bins. I need to grab a few more here and there. So that just gives me an excuse to head out to my local comic stores and plow through some more dollar bins. If you've got any suggestions about what you'd like me to cover on future episodes, please let me know. I really appreciate you joining me today, and I'll bring you more soon. Thanks for watching.